This episode of Android Authority is brought to you by Domain.com. So we got not leaks, not rumors, but teasers right from the source. Now you probably know that the Note 5 and the S6 Edge Plus is expected to be announced this week, but did you know they've also hinted at a new tablet? Now check out this teaser directly from Samsung. From top to bottom, it looks like the Galaxy S6 Edge Plus, the Galaxy Note 5, and then a mystery device that looks like an 8-inch tablet. Samsung just launched a new Galaxy Tab S2 series, and while Samsung may feel the need to show off these new tablets at this week's event, the device in the teaser appears to be different. It features a metallic frame similar to the Galaxy S6, as opposed to the painted frame of the Tab S2 8.0. More than that, tweaking the brightness of the image reveals what appears to be a slight curvature on the left side of the tablet. Is it possible that this teaser shows a curved glass back of a tablet, or are we just reading too much into it? What do you think? Heck, the Edge phone worked well for Samsung. Why not put it on a tablet? Makes sense. Hey Sammy, do you remember this?
I could never get a Samsung. I'm creative.
Dude, you're a barista.
This is when you were the next best thing, and you were kicking it. You were the best-selling flagship smartphone in the US because you were the next best thing. You were the anti-Apple. You weren't trying to copy Apple. You weren't trying to out-Apple Apple. You were kicking Apple's trunk. Now let's talk Air Command. It appears like we might be getting a good look at Samsung's redesigned Air Command menu that includes shortcuts for Action Memo, Smart Select, Screen Write, S-Note, Settings, and even an Instagram shortcut. This probably means Samsung may allow users to customize the last shortcut slot, which is a feature most users will welcome. Air Command menu looks much more refined, as well as the background now appears to blur when Air Command is opened. Now this video made me really excited for a Nexus device. The video in question comes from Steve Hemestoffer, the man behind OnLeaks, who has a pretty decent track record when it comes to leaking as yet unannounced smartphones. Based on the design of past handsets, the Huawei Nexus definitely looks like it was designed by Huawei, because it sports a matte rear cover like the Ascend Mate 7 and the Huawei Honor 7. But wait, there's more, possibly a second Nexus device. The LG Nexus, on the other hand, is expected to have lesser specs than the Huawei Nexus, but will have a smaller Full HD panel, an octa-core processor with 2 to 3 gigabytes of RAM, possibly a 13 megapixel camera like the one found on the Nexus 6 and the Motorola Moto G. Want to get a OnePlus 2 but don't want to deal with the invite system? Consider Oppo Mart. First is the pricing. Oppo Mart currently only lists the OnePlus 2 black 64GB model, priced at $459, a premium of about $70 over what you'd pay if you got the phone directly from OnePlus. Second, this is the Chinese version of the phone, which will differ slightly in terms of software and hardware. While the same overall specs and Oxygen OS-based software will apply, there will be regional changes, and you'll want to verify that the phone you have will play nicely with your particular carrier. Now let's talk Sony's new selfie phone. Sony is doubling down on the selfie phone concept with the massive Xperia C5 Ultra, featuring 13 megapixel cameras on the front and back. The other highlight feature of the Xperia C5 Ultra is the massive 6-inch Full HD IPS LCD display. Sony is jumping in on the bezel-less bandwagon, and the result is pretty striking. With a 6-inch panel though, and sizable bezels on the top and bottom, the C5 Ultra is large. For reference, at 164.2 millimeters, it's taller than the Nexus 6, and even the iPhone 6 Plus, with the benefit of a larger screen of course. The device is 8.2 millimeters thick and weighs 187 grams. Processing duties are handled by an octa-core MediaTek clocked at 1.7 gigahertz, with 2 gigabytes of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage, expandable via a microSD card slot. The battery is a decent 2,930 milliamp hour unit, but truth be told, a little extra capacity would have been nice here, given the oversized profile of the phone. Still, Sony promises up to 2-day battery life. I've come up with a fun Android-related domain name, androidfails.com. Not Android the operating system, I'm talking about when the Internet of Things explodes in the next 10 years and everyone has their own Android robot. And those androids fail sometimes, like dropping hot coffee on your Bichon Frise, and now it looks like a tar sand mutant. What's your Android-related domain name? Because no domain name extension tells your story with the same level of trust as a .com or .net domain name. .com and .net domain name extensions inject credibility into your online presence. And who doesn't want more credibility? You can save 15% on domain name and web hostings when you use our coupon code ANDROID at domain.com checkout. Don't forget, 15% off when you use our coupon code ANDROID. When you think domain names, think domain.com. Thanks for watching Android Army. My name is Jace. Love to connect with you right here on Google Plus or Twitter, and I will follow you in the comments below. I read all of them. You don't want to forget about my brothers and sister in Android. We're working super hard to be your source for all things Android.